Okay, you guys, I am so sorry. For some reason, it booted me off as soon as I hit broadcast and it wouldn't recognize my video. So it looks like we're good now. I'm really sorry for the huge delay. Oh, hi guys. Let's turn that a little bit, right, like that. All right. Okay. So, hi. Um, oh, okay, let me get a little adjusted here. I had it all set up, ready to go, and then all of a sudden it just pooeyed on me. So let me just let the advertisements get through there and everything else, and then we'll get started. All right. So tonight what we're going to be doing is we are going to be creating some handmade wrapping paper because it is a crazy, insanely expensive to go buy it, right? Am I right? I'm right. So I'm going to show you a couple little ideas to use your scrapbook papers or not papers, but your scrapbook supplies, your stash, your extra little odds and ends to make really nice, unique wrapping paper. Also, I'm going to show you a quick little gift card holder to make as well, and that we will be using Prima papers. First, I want to remind you guys of the art venture. I know we've talked about it a few times, but I wanted to go over it again just to remind you. I'm going to be doing some make and takes along with Frank and a few other designers. And of course, we're going to have the amazing designers teaching the classes. So Carrie's going to give you a link to follow. You can also get all the information under our events tag on our Prima Facebook page. It'll give you all of the information. You could go to regonline, regonline.com/Prima event as well and get all of your information. There are a handful of packages you could choose from day packages all the way up to the weekend and the full kit and caboodle there. So make sure you go to Prima Facebook page and check that out. So, and Carrie again posted that on the chat as well. Also, a big thing that we Prima started is the art zine is now going to be digital. So you can get your hands on that. We have a link up on Prima's Facebook page as well as Live with Prima's Facebook page. So you could check both of those for the current art zine, and from here on out they will be digital. So make sure you check that out. All right, so we're gonna get started. I go to IKEA and I get the kids these rolls of white artist paper. Let me point this down. Seen enough of me. Ha ha ha. All right. Situate my camera. There we go. Okay, let's do that. All right. Okay, so I use this, I get them this artist paper, and I think it's like $4.99 a roll, which is like almost 100 feet worth of paper. So it's way cheaper than trying to buy some wrapping paper. And you can still personalize it. I know my mom used to give each child, or Santa used to give each child a different type of wrapping paper. And this way you could still do that and give each child their own special designs. All right, so what I do is I take my white paper. Let's move this out of the way. Now I'm going to show you a couple of the stamps I'll be using. And these are some of our repeat stamps. They're from a previous line. I don't have the item numbers in front of me because I don't have the packaging, but we'll be using some of these repeat stamps. They're great for repeating patterns. So we're going to be using these. And I'm going to be using some odd and ends pieces of Prima flowers, like these beautiful leaves. Some of my favorites. We're going to be using chalkings. You can use the chalkings or you can use StazOn. We're going to spray first, then stamp, so either or, it doesn't really matter. I'm also going to be using some bits and pieces from the North Country line that I have, the chipboard pieces, and as well as some larger flowers that we're going to pull out later. So what I like to do first is I'll take my paper. It's going to darken on you guys a little bit because of the light. And I just go ahead and figure out how much paper I'm going to need before I go ahead. I do it per package instead of cutting a big piece and sitting there for a day trying to stamp it. So I cut a little bit over so I'm guaranteed my paper. Ah! That darn camera. Hold on, guys. All right, let's get that back into focus. Okay, all right, we'll keep him on there. So we cut our paper just like you would anything else. Ah. Put my big roll aside. This is a little keepsake timekeeper we're gonna use this Christmas. So, and I am gonna double up on this because it is thinner. You could get thicker butcher paper. It is still pretty inexpensive. You can get them at Michael's or Costco or Smart and Final, any like restaurant supply places. Yeah, the cameras go crazy with the white paper. So let's make sure I have enough. I'm not going to double it just so we don't have to wait as long. Plus our stamped image is going to hide some of that anyways. It'll disguise the see-through paper. Alright, cut the extra off. I'm not really being too neat on this because I can go back in and fine-tune it later. Plus, I want to catch up for you ladies and gents. Alright, so we have our piece of white paper. Keep my little black guy there. And my little gessoed canvas. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, kind of a wintry blue light colors. So what I have here is I have colorings in limited edition. This is Shimmer Sprays in Heidi Ho Blue. And I also have it in, actually I'm going to use this color. This is Shimmerings in Baby's Breath. It's just a really pearlescent clear spray. So I'm going to go ahead and spray right across my paper. This is thinner paper than I usually use. It gets kind of soggy really fast. You can also take this outside and take some spray paint, cheap can of spray paint, and spray the whole piece of paper. That will also help it thicken it as well if you use an acrylic spray paint. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dry this. It looks really uneven on the video, but it's not as uneven as it looks. Just to warn you guys. I can always go back in, but once we get our stamps on and everything else, you're really not going to notice the difference. Now I know, and another thing, if you have a lot of presents, the spray paint works great. A nice little technique is to roll your paper out on, say, a driveway. Take a bunch of your different stencils, your Prima stencils, lay them out in different areas, and spray paint them. And then move your stencils again, spray paint again, and you'll get this cool layered effect over the paper. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dry this. I'm going to lift it up. This should dry pretty quickly because it is thinner paper. Whoop. Alright. You could also use watercolor paper or regular cardstock if you have a small enough gift. You can use that as well. Dry this. Dry the back a little. Darn heat gun, huh? Exactly, for special occasions like birthdays or office parties, and you don't want to go out and buy an entire roll for like a baby shower, this would be a really good idea. Carrie, thank you for bringing that up. You can customize it to any gift. So it's especially if you're on a time crunch, like me, Miss Procrastinator, and you forget to buy your gift till the last minute. You don't, or you forget to wrap your gift the last minute. You don't have to rush out and go get some. You can just make some up out of your stuff. So this is almost dry, you guys. Almost. And the reason why I'm switching back and forth is because the moisture on the back won't dry as quickly if you're just heating it from the front. So I just like to switch it back and forth. Helps it dry quicker. Okay. Alright, this is dry enough we can start stamping on. So my stamp, the one I'm going to use is this little guy, and it's really cool. It's the same stamp that's on my samples on our picture. I gave those gifts away, so that's why I don't have my samples with me. And we're just going to lay this out. Now, and hint, if your paper's thicker, it's going to warp, and you can see this one has started to warp. I would stamp first. That's why I suggest the stays on, because you don't have to worry about it running later on. But I'm going to go ahead and do it second because I want to show you how we could use the chalk inks. And the color I am using is Teal Damask. Really pretty teal color. Okay. I'm just going to stamp this all the way across, or ink our stamp all the way across. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of center it just to start my pattern. And the nice thing about the clear stamps is you can see right through them and adjust where you want to line up your next image. And if they're not perfect, I mean, they don't have to be, but you could see where you can make an entire little design. Now, like this one, it wouldn't take us as long, whoop, because our stamp's a little bit bigger. But no biggie, right? Okay. I'm not going to make this perfect because I don't want you guys to just sit and watch me stamp all night. And I want to get to all the embellishment goodies, and I hope to make 2 of these, but we'll see. We'll at least wrap another one and decorate it. Okay. And you can see our little pattern starting. Cool. Yeah. All right. And I don't have that big of a piece to do. But like I said, for the larger pieces, a really cool idea is to lay out your masks across your paper, out on the driveway, spray a layer, move your mask, spray another layer, and you get this cool layered effect. Now, since it's already dark outside, can't really show you that technique in my tiny little room. You alrighty. Doot. Doot. And once you get it going, it goes pretty quickly. Do. This is just a nice subtle design. You could do a bolder one like I had done on the samples with a black with brighter colors. Our next door neighbors put their Christmas tree lights up. Makes me happy. Makes me want to bug my own husband to put ours up. Okay. Okay. Like I said, whoop. I really like the handmade look as well because it gives your gift a little more of a personal touch. I mean, I would be so excited if somebody made me or sent me a gift with their own handmade packaging. It would make me feel important. Who doesn't like to feel important? And I think a lot of people need that extra, I guess, hug right now. Everybody just needs a little extra happiness. Right. Almost done. Doot. And one more. I'm not worried about the edges because half the time you don't see them anyways. So we have our beautiful paper. Let me grab my runner, tape runner. Actually, like that. And my vines from the Prima closet. The House of Prima. Alrighty. So we have our blue paper. Let's go ahead and wrap this. Okay. I'm just going to run the runner like this. Because I never can find a thing of tape. And what I do is I roll or I fold my paper over so I have a nice clean line. Just a little tip of wrapping. Make sure it's nice and secure and pretty. And then I fold the two ends in half, giving you a little wrapping lesson too. Score, huh? Just like this. Okay. And then before I tuck my end over, I'm going to run some liquid or my tape and a little bit on the end. That you don't have any tape lines. How nice. Beautiful. Okay. This side's a little soggy still, so I got to be careful not to rip the paper. Okay. We'll put that down. And that down just like that. Ah, poop. My paper's still wet, so it's picking up my adhesive. So you just got to be careful about that, okay? All right, so we have our nice little wrapped present with our marvelous special paper, okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take and pull from our stash. All righty? So I have a few things. We always have, it's an hour. We're going to go a little bit longer than 7:30 because I was a little late because Ustream didn't like me. So I have my box of vines, and I love vines. So we're going to dig through here and find a goodie one. Let's see. How about silver? Yeah? Okay. This is a good one for your scraps or ones that you're not quite sure what you'd use them on, but you want to use them up. So this would be a good one because you can just give them away. Actually, yeah, we'll do the silver. Okay. So we're going to kind of fan this out. And actually, first of all, what I do is I go ahead and make my bow. Now I have this ribbon that I got at Michael's. It's kind of a silver wood grain ribbon. I thought would look pretty cool with the North Country. So let's go ahead and pull some of that out. It's not as wide as I usually use for gift wrapping, but it will work. Okay, I put it over the front first, flip it over, make sure I'm even, like that. Cross it over. This I found in a clearance box, so I don't know if you'll be able to find it. Okay, just like that. Now I left myself some pretty long tails. It doesn't tie very well either. It's pretty stiff. It's the first time using it, so let's make ourselves good size bow. That way our goodies, it still stands out away from our goodies. All right, so a cool way to get a nice finished cut edge is fold your ribbon in half, and then from your bow, angle your scissors outwards, and you get a nice finished edge, banner type edge. Or you could cut it in an angle and give it an angled edge, just like this one, kind of your preference, like that. Okay. The base paper for this, again, is just some butcher paper. Again, we're going to cut away from our bow, just like that. For a base, it's butcher paper or, you know, kids' craft paper. You can get it really inexpensively for, like, say, $5 to $20, if that, for about 100 feet of butcher paper. And then I went ahead and I sprayed it with my mist. I stamped it with our little repeat Prima stamp with our chalk inks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and embellish the top of our little piece. Now I do glue this stuff down just for the fact that I don't want it falling apart in transit. Oh, the glue. Yeah, what meat's wrapped in. I wouldn't suggest using the one that's been already used, but you can if you don't want to waste. Okay, I'm going to slide my little vine underneath. I'm going to redo the little pig's tail that's at the end, so it's a little more showy. Kind of bring some of these pieces up, like so. Okay. Now I have oh, where did my flower go? Ain't it always I cleaned my room, but I cleaned it so well I can't find my flower. Okay, I'm going to grab another one. Da, 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 da. Let's look at these ones. I cleaned it so well I can't find anything. Okay, there's some. Let's see, what else? What other goodies can we pull? See, this is the thing, is you can just look through all of your stuff and figure out kind of which one is good. This one is the metallic in silver. These are medium flowers. I label. I have them all labeled. Okay, I'm gonna pull a few of these little gems out. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. I think I like glitter on this one. I'm not a really glittery person, but why not? Yeah? Alright. So I just kind of glue my flowers in place. And especially if you're giving a crafty friend this gift, oh my word, would they like die? They'd be so excited. I got Prima, my package. Okay, I have my little snowflake from North Country. And I'm just going to take some stickles and lightly just rub it over the top. Kind of dab it. Now I should have done this earlier. I should have done this earlier so it had time to dry before I tried putting it on here, but that's okay. So I'm going to just tuck this little bad guy in here. Okay. Now here's another piece. Add a little more stickles. These are from Ranger. Stickles from Ranger. Aww. Oh, my daughter would love it. If you have, say, girls anywhere older than, say, 6, even if you just do one, like I know when I was growing up, we had one special gift, like it was the gift for the year, and then we'd get a couple, you know, little toys or whatever, and kind of give it to wrap their special gift in this type of wrapping paper. I think they would love it. Okay, so we're going to just tuck this snowflake underneath. And there you go. In less than, what, 10, 20 minutes, we have a nice, pretty, personalized little package. Now you could take a little tag as well, and let me show you. Oh, I just have a craft colored tag, just like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my same little stamp that I used to do the packaging with, and grab my ink, my chalk ink, like so, and stamp over. I'm going to kind of do it catty-wonkus so it's not perfect. Oh. Okay, let's line this up like that. Okay, so we have this, and then you can write your little to and from on there. You could tie it on with a little piece of twine, or you can just glue it in there, which that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Why is it? To Carrie Love Jamie. I will do that. How about I wrap an empty box, and you can just keep the box and keep the necklace you already have. All right. Now, here you go. Nice little finished package. I like doing these especially for like your white elephant gifts or your present swaps that you do with the big family. And I think it would be just really fun to give it a special little extra touch. Oh, it'd be awesome to wrap it all beautiful like this for a white elephant, and you give them like a 100-piece puzzle set or something like that. Get their hopes up just enough to make it fun. All right, so this is this one, and the kids can go ahead and unwrap it and have fun with it. Now the other one, we do have time. I want to go ahead and show you a different look. And where'd my other box go? This one I'll send you, Carrie. Oh, here it is, right in front of my face. Okay. So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper again. We're not going to spray this one, but we are going to stamp it. So let me cut my paper real quick, like that. Do 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 do. All right. Ooh. Yeah, these is beautiful party light candles. Oh, it's made my room smell lovely all afternoon. Okay. Again, we're going to cut away. Just like so. All right, so we're going to get a little fancy schmancy with this one. Okay, let's put our black part down. Okay, we are going to use the larger flower stamp. It's a continuous stamp as well. And we're going to bust out a couple different chalk inks for this one because I want to give it like a fall, not fall, but more of a warm gold color tones to it. So we're going to use that color and that color and this color. All right, the 3 colors I'm going to use is Brick Wall, Rusty keys and teak wall. Okay. Ah, ink everywhere. All right. So I'm going to go with my lightest color first, which I think is going to be my orange, my Rusty keys. Run it around my stamp. La 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 la. And start my pattern in the center. Like so. I'm going to do, it's rolling up on me. It's hard to line up your stamps sitting down, just to let you know too. So if it looks a little wonky, that's why. I'm sitting down. Okay. I'm not sitting down anymore. Line them up as best as you can. Sorry, I don't know how to sing very well. Yeah, you can get these rolls of paper really inexpensively. A lot cheaper than trying to buy 10 rolls of wrapping paper that most of the time end up ripping on you anyways. So it's nice to have plenty on demand of this stuff. Okay. So I have my first layer. All right, I have my first layer. I won't worry about the edges. They'll be hidden anyways underneath. Okay, and now I'm going to go over with the brick wall. And I'm just kind of roughly inking this one. And then what I do is in the corner or in the centers of the 4 stamps, I'm going to go in. This is going to be kind of a crazy design. Kind of like that. Just to give it something a little different. With my brown now, my teak wood. Go the opposite corners. You can continue this all the way across, just going at each of your squares. Since I'm unwrapping this myself, most likely, I'm not worried about it. Okay, so we have our cool little design. We didn't have to spray. We didn't have to get all crazy with inks, paints. We just continued with our little stamp pattern. And it doesn't have to be exact. No one's going to look once it's got your embellishments on top. No one's going to look to see if your stamping's perfect, believe me. They're going to just be wowed that you put the effort in, the thought of putting the extra effort in, so don't worry about it. All right, so this is our little design wrapping paper. All right. Okay, and we're going to grab our little box and wrap our box like so. And again, I use my little tape runner. The boxes get junked at my house anyways, so it's kind of not a big deal. Let's see. Give myself a nice pretty line. All right, see? Ta-da! Oh, come on. Now, if you cut the edges too long, you can go ahead and trim them up a little bit, like I have just done. fold, fold, fold. Okay. Add a little tape runner action to it. Okay. Oh, scissors, why are you being so difficult? Okay, fold, fold. On my tape. Look at that. Quick and easy. Fast like lightning. Okay. So this one, what I'm going to use, I have this cool vintage ribbon that a friend of mine had given me. It's got a cool like velvet side and a wowzer gold side. So we're just going to roll this out. Duh. In this one, I'm just going to do a little knot. I'm not going to tie it in a bow. Like so. And like so. Because I don't have a lot of it left. So just like this. Turn that over so it doesn't scare anybody. You could even kind of curl these under if you wanted to and cheat. Kind of tuck them if you want, like this. See that? Look how easy that was. You didn't even have to tie a bow. That would only work with wired ribbon, but I'm going to leave them out. It looks better that way. Okay. So I have these really cool leaves from Prima. I'm going to go ahead and use the ones that have the glitter since I'm on a glitter kick. Pull those out like so. Okay, so we have all these beauties. I'm going to put the bigger ones towards the top. All right, and the smaller ones towards the bottom. Now I'm going to take one of the, come on, cooperate. I'm going to take one of the smaller ones and I'm going to twist its wire around the rest of them like this to keep them all in place. You can bend these. I really like because they have the wire through the entire piece. And you can bend them around. And again, I'm going to tuck these underneath my bow like I did our vine, like so. Now these, because we have a bunch of little pieces, now this would be a really cool like woodland type design because that is popular with Christmas decor. And kind of just wrap these around and make them look all cool and neat. Now let's go back into the box of flowers. Which ones shall I use? Oh, I know which one. Okay. Alright. So we have these pretty guys right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that right on top. Actually, I'm going to use a bow or some tape. Now, if you want to save the ribbon, say it's a nice piece of ribbon like this, and you want maybe if you're doing this for a family member and they could use the ribbon or you think they will, go ahead and you could tape it on. It's staying on pretty good. So you can kind of readjust your leaves a little, things like that. Now another cool way you could cut the edges of your ribbon, like this one has your pinking shears. You can take a pair of pinking shears and give a nice cool little crafty edge to them, like so. And then this one, what I would do for a little tag, let's grab a little tag like this. Alrighty. So what I would do is I would use our little stamp that we had. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use some metallic paint to match our metallic. So all I do is I take some regular golden acrylic paint. You can use any paint. I put it on my finger like so, and I just rub it along the edge. If you have daubers, they work much better, but I do not, so we're just gonna roll it around like this. And I'm just gonna stamp the end of it like so. Give it a cool little finished edge. And then you could tuck your little bow in right like that. And you have a marvelous package. I have dirty fingers. Keep a package of these handy at your desk. $1 at the Dollar Tree. No probs. And it makes it easy to clean off your stamps and your stencils. And your mat, and your cell phone, and your channel changer. I'm kind of messy when it comes to crafting, if you haven't noticed already. Okay, so my stamp's nice and clean. Okay, so we had 2 packages, 2 different styles, and different ways you could use up your supplies and use your stamps. Now, if you don't have a continuous stamp, like one of those, you could definitely use a regular background stamp like these. So you have some of your background stamps, or even if you have like a border stamp. Now, this could get a little tedious, but say you have a border stamp, and you have a small package, it wouldn't take you very long, but line up your border stamps as you go, and it'll give a cool little design like that. Okay. So there is our second gift. So we have our 2 marvelous gifts. And somebody who would like this one and somebody who would like this one would have totally different tastes. So you could definitely fit them to the tastes of your recipient, which is nice because it personalizes it. All right, so I am going to show you now how to make a quick and easy gift card holder. So let's pull that out. This is North Country paper. Oh my word. Now I need to find my little card I showed you guys earlier. Them kicking me off kind of gave me a little jolt to the system. That's not it. Okay, our card. And here it is. Okay, so we have our little holder. All you do is we're going to make a pocket, a couple folds, and then make a little slit for our piece to slide into, and that's it. And all you're going to need is a piece of paper that's 4 inches. Okay, it's 4 inches wide. You'll take your 4-inch strip, and you're going to cut off. Oh. Let's see. You're going to cut it to 10 1/4 inches long. So you're going to have 4 by 10 1/4, just enough to hold, enough width to hold in a gift card. You can get 3 pieces out of 1 piece of 12 by 12 inch paper. So it would be 4 inches by 10 1/4. My cut mat is off, so, oh. And then I have a scoreboard, makes it easy. So I have my piece, just like this. See, we have our piece that's 10 1/4 inches right here. And our first mark is going to be at 2 1/2. And then from our 2 1/2, we're going to go to our 5 1/4. Okay, and then from our 5 1/4, we're going to go over to our 7 and, what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this in inches? Yeah? Okay. You're going to go to like 7 15/16 basically is what it is. All right, just like that. And what you're going to do is, where's the folds missing, you guys? Is it in here? Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and cut this. No, Rebecca, you can't say 8 inches. So let's go ahead and cut this at 10 1/4. As I said, my other mat, or my other cut board, it's humongous. There isn't, okay. So I'm just going to mark it on here because I'm not going to go by my scoreboard. Okay, so I wrote my markings down, all right? So from here you have, where's my ruler? So you have your 10 1/4 inches, okay? Now, I know it's difficult with the measurements. So this first one is 2 6/18, okay? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From this one, we are going to go to 2 3/4, okay? In this one, we're going to go 2 3/4. All right, so you're gonna have 3 folds. And the reasoning I'm doing this is to give your gift card enough room to move around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It just gives you enough room to move around and not waste too much paper. Alrighty. So I have my marks. I'm going to just score these real fast. Alright, so we have our folds just like this. Alrighty. So our first fold that's going to fold up, what we're going to do is we're going to run a thin piece of glue, thin bead of glue along the 2 sides, not across the top, just the 2 sides right along the edge. And press those sides down like so. Okay. Now, wait a second. I'm sorry, you guys, don't glue it down yet. So you're going to have your folds. Now, before you glue it together, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, you have it fully closed. You're just going to want to draw a straight line where your 2 pieces meet. This one folds over this piece. You're going to fold it over, draw a straight line. And before you glue it down, what we need to do is we need to flip it over. Ooh. And where our line is, you can cut it just a little bit at a 1/2 moon. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be higher than your straight line that you just drew. All right, so we have our straight line that we just sketched. Alrighty. Can you see that? And what I did was I took my Comfort Craft knife and I went ahead and cut a little 1/2 moon shape around the line. Okay, now that I have my piece cut, we can go ahead and glue those sides down. Okay, my glue dried. All right, and then you can fold it And then what will happen is your little piece will slide right in to our little half crescent that we cut open. All right, see, easy peasy. And all you do is you slide it into our little pocket that we created, just like that. You can write your little sentiment right here on the inside. You could add another little piece of paper with the to and from, or Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. You folded it over. You could add a little embellishment to the front. Let's go ahead and do that. I have another little odd piece. I'm just going to turn that around my finger, like so. Just like this. And another little flower. We'll use the silver one. This would be great for a teacher's gift, you know, get them a Starbucks card. Something quick, especially if you have a lot of teachers or a lot of kids or people in the office. And there's a quick little gift card holder. So again, let me just go over the measurements with you. You're going to cut it at 10 1/4 inches. It's going to be 4 by 10 1/4. And then your measurements are going to be, the first measurement from your right is going to be going in 2 inches, 2 6/18 inches. From there, you're going to go in 2 3/4 inches. And then again from there over, you're going to go again 2 3/4 inches. All right. Then what you're going to do is you're going to draw your little line to make sure that your paper matches up when it closes. Open it up and then cut a little half crescent so that when you close it, it has a little spot to attach to. And it gives it a little closure. So there's just a few little ways you can get clear out some of your stash, make room for all the new Christmas goodies you're going to have. Plus, you remember, have CHA coming up in January. So you're going to want all of those goodies, right? And you are going to have some happy people when you give away these presents, okay? Thank you so much for coming. Let me go ahead and hit record. Don't need to